So here I am. This is day one of our camping trip. And if you listen closely, you can hear it. It is raining and thundering and storming like crazy outside. Scott and our grandson are out there having a great time, but I'm freezing to death, so I decided to come into the tent. And this is our brand new Kodiak Flexpo canvas tent. I'm going to give you a quick turnaround to see it. So here's my hand. But there, I have no idea what you're seeing, but that is our tent. I did yoga in here earlier tonight, but there's my hand again. But I am just high and dry in here. Now, we've had nylon tents before. We've had great big ones, like, big old teepee style tents and the 3 and 4 room nylon tents and all that, and the rain always comes in. You touch the sidewall and boom, it's wet and you're getting dripped on. But this one, oh my goodness, it's like totally dry in here. And I'm all wrapped up in my sleeping bag and the fleece liner and just kind of enjoying the evening, listening to the rain on the canvas. So this is me, day one camping. It's about 7:30. I'm about ready to tuck in for the night. I'm tired. Been up since 6. Anyway, if you ever go camping, make sure you get a Kodiak Flexpo canvas tent. It'll keep you dry. Bye. Well, today is day 2 of our big camping trip. We're actually at the Alta National Forest Service campground just south of Darby, Montana. And first night of camping was great, I think. Rained like crazy. Our Kodiak canvas tent kept us high and dry. But after sleeping on a double cushion memory foam mattress, adjusting to a cot is not always the funnest thing. So it was a little bit of an interesting night, and there's always the getting up and going to the bathroom and taking the dog out to pee and all the stuff. So I didn't get up till like 8 o'clock this morning, and I had all this lovely time in our 7-foot tall tent to do my yoga routine. And then I got up and made brunch for Scott and our grandson, and now I'm just kind of chillaxing for the day. We have a little vestibule set up off of our tent. I'll turn this around so you can see the tent entrance. Oh, there's the beautiful campground we're at. And see, we've got the tent entrance there. And there's part of our campground. We got the grandson's tent over there and the dog kennel. She won't have anything to do with it, but we have it. Anyway, and this is where I am in our little vestibule. So I'm just chilling. I'll make dinner later. And unfortunately, I've had to bring some work with me, working on a research article for my Master's of Music Education. But anyway, I thought it would probably be much more fun to work on it out here in the middle of this gorgeous place than to save it for home. So I'll probably start working on that tomorrow. Anyway, day 2 camping, having a great time. See you later. Bye-bye. Good morning. It is day 3 of our camping trip. We are at the Alta Campground, a National Forest Service campground just south of Darby, Montana, about 40 miles south. And day 3, day 1, of course, was setting up and crashing. Day 2 is just kind of sitting around and recovering from setting up. And day 3, I'm really being able to explore our surroundings. This here is the Bitterroot River, part of the Bitterroot Trail, that the Nez Perce people took when they were being chased by the United States military. They almost made it to Canada. It's Isn't it sad that we have that stuff in our history? Anyway, it's just absolutely lovely. There's the Bitterroot River, and if we come a little closer, you can see right, even on this video, you can see right to the bottom. It is absolutely crystalline. So today I'm exploring the campground a little bit. Tomorrow I think we'll be going off on a real, genuine hike. So that's it, day 3, camping. Good morning. It is day 4 of our summer camping adventure. We're at the Alta Campground, the U.S. Forest Service campground in southwest Montana. And our big plans to hike the Deer Creek Trail today were waylaid by the nonstop rain and thunder and lightning storm. Fortunately, we stayed high and dry in our tent, and our grandson slept in a weatherproof hammock next to us. Said he was cozy and dry the whole night. He actually slept longer than he usually does. But yeah, so we've decided to take a 0 day, which meant I got to take a bath. I was so excited. Put some hot water in our little dish tub and brought it into the tent and washed myself up and down. Did not wash my hair though, and as you can see, it's getting super curly from not being washed. And I can't tell yet if I'm sold or not sold on the dry shampoo thing, but we'll see after a few days how I feel about that. But anyway, another lovely day of relaxing and reading and working on my research paper for an hour or so. But that's it. Day 4 looks like it's gonna be overcast and drippy all day long, so I'm just gonna chill out here in our tent. So bye. Well, the rain burned off and we decided to try our hike for today after all. So here we are at the trailhead for Chicken Creek, Deer Creek, and Blue Joint trails. And we're hoping to get a few really good miles in before we eat our MREs. So in the background here I have Julian, our grandson, and there's our Boudica all dudded up in her tactical backpack. She's carrying her own food. I'm very proud of her. And over here, puttering by the truck, is Scott, making sure that he's got 6 weeks worth of survival gear on him at all times. So anyway, we are about to embark on the Deer Creek Trail. See you later. And off the intrepid boating adventurers go. And I'm not sure what that was that Julian did to get in the boat, but it was entertaining. And this is his first time out today.
What? Yes.
And off they go at a breakneck speed of like 5 miles an hour. Just a boy and his grandpa in the boat. Hey, so today is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, day 6 of our camping trip. I didn't record anything on day 5. That was our run into town for fresh ice for our super uber cooler and stock up on food, and you know what, that was exhausting. I think we even treated ourselves out to lunch out. That was kind of fun, but I was exhausted when we got back, and it was kind of drippy and overcast, and so we just chilled out the rest of the day. But today we are at the Painted Rocks Lake in southwestern Montana, and earlier today I went out on the boat with the boys, and but regardless of the amount of SPF 50 sunblock I put on, I knew it was time to rein it in for the day, put my covering back on, and sit in the shade until they got back. Yes, my fair British skin just doesn't like too much sun at any given time. But so it's been a fun day, though, very relaxing. And Boudica even got in the boat. I was so proud of her. Today was a big day of firsts. It was the first day that she actually jumped into the truck. She jumped, and that was a bee that was flying down by my ankle. She jumped into the truck all by herself. It took a lot of coaxing and a fair amount of cookie bribery, but she jumped in all by herself. We did not have to lift her. And let me tell you what, lifting a 120-pound Rottweiler, not the funnest thing in the world to do. So anyway, we got back here to the shore of the lake and we had a little lunch, and just as they were getting ready to go back into the boat, we got accosted by a church girls group, and they wanted to hear all about Bigfoot and all about the anthropological theories behind what Bigfoot was and how we look for him. And so that was kind of fun. But I'm just going to sit here, wait for the boys to come back, and read my book. So talk to you later. Bye. Well, good evening. It's day, I don't know, 7 of our camping trip, and who you're seeing right now is a very tired Bodhi. Yesterday she had a huge day on the lake and jumping into the truck all by herself, and today she's barely gotten off of her bed. She's had one cookie to eat and a Dorito and about 2 bites of dog food, and the whole rest of the day she's just been chilling. It's been kind of funny. We thought maybe that yesterday might have been just too much for her fragile sensibilities. Anyway, Scott was nice enough to rig up a hot shower. So I got a hot shower today, and my hair is all cattywampus, but after washing it with Dawn dishwashing detergent, it is really clean. Every little bit of natural oil is stripped, and it felt much better than what I was doing with that dry shampoo all week long. So, hey, let's hear it for some Dawn pomegranate and rosewater scented dish soap. Anyway, it is the end of the day. We've done nothing today but sit around on our backsides and recover from our day in the sun. I actually did get quite a bit of sunburning yesterday, and yes, that is with SPF 50 sunblock, but once again, my poor British skin just doesn't tolerate any of that nonsense. I think we're going back out to the lake tomorrow, weather permitting. So with that said, I'm going to bid everyone good night on day 7 of our 2019 camping trip. Good night. Well, hello. Today is day 8 of our camping trip here in southwestern Montana. And it is a gorgeous, gorgeous sunny day out. As you can see, not a cloud in the sky. It's about 88 degrees out, so it's really hot. But today we are actually going to try for a successful hike. We have found the trailhead for Boulder Creek. And so I've got Bodhi here for her first realsy hike. And grandson and hubby are with me over here. And we will hopefully see you midway and at the top of the trail. So this trail, we're just at the beginning of it. It doesn't seem overly frequented. There's a clearly marked trail that, as you can see, is very narrow and almost overgrown. Not quite overgrown. I'm sure the Montana Conservancy Corps comes up here and maintains it, but here they're making sure that put out your campfire. So obviously you can backpack further up in here and tent it. So anyway, maybe we'll have to do that one day. What do you think, Bodhi? Boudica, you want to backpack a tent in here? She's probably not caring much one way or the other right now, just enjoying all the new sniffs. Look at that. Holy mackerel. Big old rock fall here. And down there, I believe is Little Boulder Creek. You can kind of see through the trees. So the trail here is really dense. You can hardly see it through the brush. It is there, surrounded by thickets of wild roses and future huckleberries. So, all of you wow geeks out there, you might recognize these as lasher plants from Azeroth. It will kill you dead. Now here on Earth, they're not so threatening. Yes, fording the fjord.
I've never had to do that.
Neither have I. Well, fording that fjord, that was fun. I didn't take the time to take off my shoes. Fortunately, if they don't dry out, I have in my pack with me my zero shoes, zero drop hiking sandals, which I can wear to finish the hike if necessary. I'll probably do that on the way down, actually. When I do, I'll give you a good shot of them. And we've reached another little creek crossing. This one's not quite as deep. Bodhi's taking a chance to just get her fill. And I'm going to suggest perhaps we get our fill here too and bottle up. So Bodhi and I crossed down there, the little creek. We refilled our water bottles. Let me tell you, that creek water is awesome. Comes straight off a glacier up there. And we're up here on this all of a sudden very steep trail. Guys are down there getting ready to use this log bridge. I would have crossed it there. Oh, nope. He's coming across the water. You coming this way? Yeah. All right, let's see you do it. There we go. Woo! That's okay. It's really hot and dry up here. They'll dry out real quick. And of course, we're doing this on a really hot day, and we're going to be off this mountain before dinner, so we don't have to worry about it getting cold with our feet being wet. But of course, whenever possible, you really want to have dry shoes and such. Is he coming across the water too? Yeah. Oh, I thought they were going to come across the log bridge. What happened to that idea?
He's in it too.
Okay.
There's a giant crack in the log.
We're about at the halfway point of the Little Boulder Creek Trail. And look at this amazing rock formation. It is just absolutely magnificent.
How come they always...
Just for your viewers' entertainment, we have our 10-year-old son Julian with us. Say hi, Julian.
Hi, Julian.
This is his very first big hike outside the Boise Greenbelt. So he's having a great time, whether he likes it or not. And we are now just past halfway on our hike of the Little Boulder Creek Trail. If you listen, you can hear it in the background. That's Little Boulder Creek. And we stopped for some energy bars and water, and this poor girl here stopped to get a good pant. I think you can see her. She's pretty tired. She's also never hiked more than a mile. And certainly not this far off pavement, so this is all new for her. But yeah, after just a few minutes of sitting down, I'm about ready to go. How about you guys? You about ready to take off again? He's checking for infrasound, I'll bet. What's he doing?
I'm saying where we're at on all trails.
Oh, okay.
We're on the right trail. How's that?
Well, that's a plus.
That's a first.
So anyway, I had to take off my hat because I'm so hot. Ah, it feels really good. I love being up here because you don't have to think about anything back in, you know, civilization. You just sit and listen to the sound of the creek and marvel at nature all around you. And there is our budding young videographer doing his own video of what, I don't know. We'll see you at the top. Alrighty, right. So we are 3 miles into the 4-mile upward hike on the Little Boulder Creek Trail. This is going to be our last creek crossing. We've had like 2 full-blown creek crossings and a couple walk up the creek bed moments. Brody loves the water as long as she can drink it. She does not like going through it. We're going to fill up our water bottles one last time and then tackle the last mile, which is up that hill.
Okay.
They have a
And
purpose in life.
here we have Scott pumping fresh creek water. Beautiful creek water too. Look at that. You can see right straight to the bottom of it. There's gold in there. Pumping fresh water from the creek into our bottles. Bodie wants to get in on some of this water action. I tell you what, this stuff tastes so good. The horseflies that are eating us alive do not feel so good though.
Do they have a purpose in life? Like
I don't think
everything else?
horseflies have a purpose except to remind us that everything else is better than they are. And so we should be grateful that we only deal with them out here in the boonies. Well, we are now 3.2 miles into the 4-mile hike up the Little Boulder Creek Trail. And that is what is awaiting us. Looks like some charred foresty remains on Azeroth in World of Warcraft, because that's my big paradigm. Anyway, we decided to call it quits here because mostly this girl is really struggling. She's done a great job, but she's pretty exhausted. So we're gonna have our dinner here. We've got some lovely MREs, and then we're gonna turn around and go back. But you know what? I hate to break it to all of you. I'm not really a hiker. This is the biggest hike I've ever done. This is the only hike he's ever done. And this is the first hike she's ever done. And this guy here can just stop it. So
Yeah, he doesn't stop.
yeah, he doesn't stop, but he's having a lot of, he doesn't want the dog to die. That's what he wants. Doesn't want the dog to die because that means he has to pack her out. So, and we don't want her to die. She's a good girl. So anyway, but not bad for the hardest hike I've ever done, and for his first hike, and for her first hike. And oh, and as promised, these here are my zero drop hiking sandals, which I'm considering wearing for the remainder of the hike. So, well, we're about 2/3, maybe 3/4 of the way down the mountain. And we made our second creek crossing, which I have to say in my zero hiking sandals is really fun. The water feels so good on my feet after I've been walking all this way and hiking. And I can tell you right now, I stink. Cannot wait to get back. We've got a rudimentary shower set up at our campsite, and I don't care if it's hot, cold, or somewhere in between, I'm taking a shower. But anyway, We're almost back to the truck. Dog is barely surviving. She's drinking out of the creek right now. And I'm drinking out of my water bottle. Well, we finally made it off the mountain. And we are on our way back to camp. 6.4 miles. Roughly 1 mile, just over 1 mile an hour. We were going pretty slow. So I don't think we're ready for the Triple Crown project just yet. But maybe next time we'll try something a little longer, like the Elkhorn Trail in Eastern Oregon. Anyway, I am exhausted. We're gonna get back to camp, do a quick tick check. This girl is really glad we're on our way home. And I will probably see you tomorrow. Well, we successfully made it back to camp. Everything in my body hurts, which calls for a nice bedtime yoga sequence. So, that's it. Tick check, yoga, bed. Good night. Well, here it is, day 9 of our camping trip. We are taking a 0 day, which means we pretty much do nothing. I got a nice shower, finally, after yesterday. I was smelling pretty awful. And I would really love to get up and do something. I mean, I have a research paper I could be working on. I could walk around the campground, get some more exercise. But instead I'm sitting here in a chair wondering why it's so darn hot. And I'm doing nothing. So this is 0 day. Camp Villette. Day 9. Well, good evening. It is, I don't know what day it is of our camping trip. I was lucky to remember that it was Saturday and not Sunday this morning. But we decided to have a Darby day. Darby is the nearest town to us, which is 30 miles northeast of here. And, you know, stocked up on some ice, got a coffee, hung around at the public library that was open for a few hours, downloaded stuff on our phones, checked emails, did all the businessy stuff, and then came back to camp, and only to find that there'd been quite the thunderstorm while we were away. And I have to say, our Kodiak tent, our Kodiak canvas Flexbo tent, keeps everything just perfectly dry and untouched by the elements, if you remember to close the windows. I can also say, if you don't remember to close the windows, everything pretty much gets soaked. But we zipped up the windows, cleaned up what we could with towels, and then put our little buddy heater in there, and within an hour everything was once again dry. So no harm, no foul. And that was our big day. Tomorrow I think we have a lake trip, possibly, should the weather favor us. So have a great evening. Good night. Well, it's 3:11 on whatever morning of our camping this is, and if you listen closely, you can hear the rain on the tent. Thankfully, I remembered to close the windows before we went to bed, but we were rudely awoken by one of those famous Rocky Mountain thunderstorms. It was like an imagined dragon song. Thunder, thunder, lightning and the thunder. There's a thunder in the distance, but seriously, lit up the whole tent. Woke up our grandson outside in the hammock. Yes, he's got a very well done hammock. He's probably drier than we are. We're totally dry. The dog is over here. Edit that out. Here's the dog, wondering what on earth is going on in the world. Let's see if I can make it to the bathroom without getting caught in the flood. Well, that was quite an adventure. Julian decided he didn't want to play with Thor out there anymore, so he came into the tent. Bodhi here is very excited that her favorite new friend is now on the floor with her. And she has attacked his face multiple times with an anxious tongue. So we are all safe and dry in our Kodiak canvas Flexpo tent. Which was really, how many is this supposed to sleep? 6?
6.
Baloney. Anyway, it's going to sleep 3 and a dog very snugly. And there she is, cozying up next to the boy. It's going to tear that.
No, he's not.
Tree! Shaking! I'm shaking the tree! The tree's not moving. Shoot! Oh no!
Well, tonight is whatever night of camping it is. We have 4 days left on our trip. And we are up here at the Bear Cone Watchtower Lookout Station. One of the few that's left in operation. And I'm just going to turn around and let you see. You literally can see like the whole freaking state of Montana from up here. It's absolutely spectacular. Boudica successfully made the windy trip up here without barfing, and now she's just sniffing around, enjoying every little minute of it, of being outside. And if you look out here, can't you just see Maria Von Trapp spinning in her little nun's habit and singing, "The hills are alive with the sound of music"? I don't think they filmed it here, but they certainly could have. To Julian, what do you think of this scenery up here?
Speechless. It's amazing. I like it. I want to live here. Just look at that.
No kidding, I think I could live up here too. The man who lives up here for weeks at a time does nothing 24/7 but stand out there on the deck and look for wildfires all throughout this. And this is just one side of it. Hey, Julian.
Hey.
But yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. All right, so today is Monday, July something or other. Let's see, 19, 18, 17, 15. Thank you, Julian. July 15th. We have got 2 more full camping days before we break camp and head home. And today we are in the Painted Rocks Lake, literally in the Painted Rocks Lake. I'm only comfortable swimming in, like, you know, chlorinated water with lane markings, where I do the little flippy thing at the end of my lap. So after our boat ride today, we decided to pretend we were going to swim in the lake by getting in like waist deep. So here we are. Here's my really noisy grandson and husband. Yes.
Cold.
Yes, and anyway, this is such a stunningly beautiful area, though. I'm going to pull this way up here and turn in. Oh, no. There we go. So you can see just how gorgeous it is. I'm going to turn around. We've got other people here on this little lake beach. And I'm not falling down yet. That's a good sign. So, Painted Rocks Lake in southwestern Montana. And my cute little dragonfly cap at the base of the top of every picture. So here we are. Here's to almost our camp trip being done. And I'm kind of sad to go back to real life. Bye. As I've said before, we are in this lovely Kodiak canvas Flexpo tent. Just held up beautifully. We were all safe and warm and dry in our Kodiak canvas Flexpo tent. See, you'll go in there, everything. There's my husband's unmade bed. There's my made bed. Everything was just protected, including us. We were dry and happy and coming around to the homemade vestibule because we didn't want to spring another $100. And this is what happened. Middle of the night, thunder, lightning, wind, crash, and the whole homemade job came down. It's a disaster of biblical proportions. But the tent itself is still beautiful. So, just a word to the savvy consumer. Buy the vestibule along with the tent and you will never have this happen. Have a great morning. Good morning. It is day 14. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
13.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Today is day 14, regardless of what my grandson says, of our camping trip. And our camp is in various stages of disassembly. Well, hi. Last I was mentioning that our camp was in various stages of disassembly, and that was like 2.5 weeks ago. Because we've been back for about 2.5 weeks, and as expected, you know, coming back, life just took off like a rocket, boom, and all of a sudden it's only 2 weeks before I go back to school for teaching, and we go back to our day-to-day lives of just busy, busy, busy. But I will say this, 2 weeks off the grid. Everyone should do 2 weeks off the grid and just completely disconnected from, you know, phones and emails and Facebook and all this stuff, because I tell you what, I came back so rested and relaxed and clear-headed. We were able to make some big decisions about our lives and the direction of Blue Mountain Bigfoot research and Squatching with Hannah. And, you know, we were able to make those decisions without all sorts of distractions. And so I kind of didn't want to come back. I was enjoying that whole away from civilization thing. But, you know, life must go on. However, life is going to go on for us a little bit differently. We are unloading our house. If any one of you are interested in a 1916 Craftsman in Baker City, Oregon, just, hey, call my realtor. She will help you and hook you right up. We're selling our house. We're going to downsize into a camp trailer. And whenever we are not working in town, we are going to be off the grid and looking for Bigfoot and connecting with nature and doing all those things that help you be a whole person. So anyway, that's kind of... this is the wrap-up. Montana trip 2019 over. So we'll see you next time. Bye.